Hello everyone. It's Rosetta here, certified health coach, educator and speaker at Simply Health, coming to you with another health talk. And I'm excited about today's one because not only am I targeting adults, but I'm also targeting mums and dads and their children, because I know that it is so important to educate the kids as young as possible, because children are our future and we want to create that healthy lifestyle culture, because it's a culture that we create at home that when they get older, they have the tools to equip themselves as adults to lead that healthy lifestyle and to grow up in a healthy body. So before I get started, just want to remind you all, don't forget, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that bell notification below this video so that when my videos are ready to be watched, you'll be the first to be notified. So let's get going. What am I talking about today? Today I'm going to be talking about excitotoxins. Have you heard of that word? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. I know a lot of people haven't, which is why I'm dedicating this video to excitotoxins. Excitotoxins, what are they? They are chemicals, additives, and foods added to certain foods that cause chemical imbalance in our brain. Yes, a lot of foods cause chemical imbalance in our brains, and it's caused by those excitotoxins. Now, excito, you think excited, right? That's exactly what these excitotoxins do. They go to our brain and they overstimulate our neuroreceptors. And over time, when anything gets overstimulated, they get so exhausted that these neurons actually die. They completely die, and it's altering our brain. And scientists have actually thought that these new excitotoxins play a big role in neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's, dementia. And I did a video on this previously. So if you haven't watched that, go back and watch that, because there's so many good bits of information that you might be interested in. What else? Parkinson's disease, seizures. They believe, some scientists believe that these play a huge role in the onset of these diseases. And I completely understand why and agree, because there has been science to show that they may cause these onset of these diseases. And the longer that we can prolong and keep our brains healthy, the longer we can prolong getting dementia and all these other neurodegenerative diseases, and we can sometimes eradicate these diseases altogether. But if we're not educated and we don't know, then how can we do that? And that's why this excitotoxins, these chemicals and preservatives, are causing a buildup in our body and brains. And children are 4 times more sensitive to these excitotoxins. And that's because if you've ever listened or know who I am and watched some of my videos, I always talk about why it's so important to get this information into parents, because children's brains are more sensitive to these excitotoxins because their bodies are not fully developed until the age of 25. Their brains and their bones are very soft still and still not 100% developed. So which is why kids' brains are 4 times more susceptible or sensitive to these neurotoxins. Other things that are neurotoxic chemicals are, I forgot to mention, are things like color, food coloring. Did I mention that? Anything like yellow dye number 40, red 40, yellow number 7, whatever you have, blue, reds, yellows, greens, all those in like sodas, in any kinds of foods, a lot of candies. We really have to try and avoid or limit the amount that we're eating. And I even say go as far as avoid eating anything, especially parents that have kids, anything that has any kind of artificial color in them. And I know nowadays there are companies that have come out with a plant-based food coloring which you can get, which is a great alternative to those fake artificial colorings that are really not healthy for our bodies and our kids' bodies. And what's one thing that I have to mention is what's really sad is that the FDA have approved some of these chemicals. They're actually approved by the FDA. And the reason why is because they're saying that certain quantities, small quantities, is okay to have, which is why they've approved them, like monosodium glutamate, MSG. Another term for monosodium glutamate is yeast extract. There's many other names that MSG falls under. Also, what else? Aspartame, obviously the yellow dyes, the dyes, not just yellow, but all the artificial colorings, they've all been approved by FDA. But the problem is not the small quantities. The problem is that there are so many companies that are producing foods, and with the bombarding our bodies, it's like a cumulative effect of all these different chemicals bombarding our bodies. And over time, if we don't know how to reduce that or neutralize those, then what happens is we start to get all these different kinds of neurological diseases. And I want to hear now you know what excitotoxins are, what they do, and how harmful they are to our bodies and especially our brains. I want to now talk about how can we counteract those harmful effects of these excitotoxins. And we can do that very simply by these following steps, practical things you can do immediately. Number one is avoid them altogether. Now, it's very hard to 100% know if you're avoiding them. Try and avoid them the best you can. And the way you can do that is by reading all the ingredient labels on the back of packages. If you can't avoid them, then why not consider going process free? Don't buy anything in packages. Eat real food. And that's the next one. Number two is to eat whole food, because we know nutrients from whole food, things like fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, legumes, seafood, they have nutrients that can actually help the brain and benefit our brain, and they become the repairing connectors in our brain. So these are the solutions, some of the things that you can do to counteract those harmful effects of the excitotoxins. Now, the next thing is I want to talk about is smart foods that we can eat. And I've mentioned them and I want to mention them again. Smart foods are things like fruits, veggies, nuts, seafood, legumes. These are all great because they have the nutrients that our body needs to prevent future damage to our healthy cells, and also helps strengthen and keep our immune system healthy and strong, so we can fight off all those foreign bacteria, pathogens, and viruses in our body. And the things that I want you to avoid, which are unhealthy foods, not good foods, are things like preservatives, MSG, food colorings, simple carbs. I call those simple because they don't have like complex carbs. They don't have fiber, the good proteins, the good fats. It just, when you eat simple carbs, it quickly goes into your body and spikes your blood sugar. And because it doesn't have the fiber, it doesn't, the food is not slowly released into your body, and it's not give you that sustained energy for long lengths of time. So you want foods that are complex carbs because they have the fiber that give you that sustained energy for a long amount of time and won't spike your blood sugar. Hydrogenated oils is another one, because it those hydrogenated oils are, the process is a chemical process, and what it does, like hydrogenated oils, it keeps your products from going bad faster, and it is partially solidified. So when you have it on your shelf, it's shelf stable, so it keeps your products from going bad and keeps it lasting longer. And hydrogenated oils, even though we don't see them as often as we used to, there are still manufacturers using them. The other thing is sweetened beverages. Stay away from those sweetened beverages that have all these dyes and preservatives and colorings and natural flavors. So those are the bad foods that you want to stay away from. They're called silly foods or dumb foods, whatever you want to call them. Those are the foods that you want to stay away from. So hopefully you've got some information now on what excitotoxins are. And for parents out there, it is, crucial that we are there as a helping hand, and we are teachers and educators for our children, because as a parent myself, I know it's so important, because my son, I didn't know all this before, and we're getting bombarded with misinformation or disinformation. And it wasn't that we were eating really badly, it's just I didn't know the things I didn't know. And my son did have, I think, symptoms of ADHD, and what I didn't know is what I didn't know. But when I did know, I completely cut out all of those bad ingredients, and I taught him how to read ingredient labels. So for parents out there that are interested, you can start doing this immediately with your kids. It's something that's very simple to do. If you need help, please reach out to me, because I'm all about helping families create that healthy lifestyle culture. And I'd love to help your family if you'd allow me to, because I've helped my son overcome symptoms. He was not diagnosed, but we know if he had been diagnosed, then that would be out for doctors to say, yes, he's been diagnosed, we can start him on medication. So for parents out there that are very concerned about trying to live that healthy lifestyle culture for your kids, this is a great step. And if you want to reach out to me, I'll be happy to talk to you, because I do offer a 1 hour free complimentary consult, and I'll put the link below where you can book that consult with me, because families and children near and dear to my heart, and that's my passion. So everyone, thank you so much for watching my video. Hope you got some great insightful information, some knowledge that you can go out there and put into action. Take action, and once you know better, I always say do better. Thank you so much, everyone. And if you liked this information, all this information I've been giving you in my video, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel, and you can hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of my other health talks. I also do healthier food reviews, and also conversations with Rosetta, where I like to interview other people in the health realm, holistic health, natural health, and other people I think that you might find inspiring and motivational. So thank you so much, everyone. Your health matters. Take care. Bye-bye now.